Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all over the world. Dobson 777A here. So I just got a video out, did some charts, talked about there's a lot of stuff that looks like we might repeat what happened in 2011. Silver could probably double pretty quickly from here, as we kind of saw here recently. We saw a pretty nice step up in silver, and it's possible we're going to get another significant jump. But again, it's not just silver, folks. It's gold, platinum, palladium, all this stuff, copper, who knows? Probably your dang food. Remember, they're printing trillions. I think it's going to be trillions this time, trillions of dollars electronically. They're sending potentially another $1,400 to everyone, and there's all kinds of infrastructure, green infrastructure spending that they're going to do, and it's lots of moolah. And what does that do? I've talked about before. When they start weighing that, stacking more bills on top of that, the scale goes down for the dollar, and then you have the precious metals go up. So that's like the money supply, but it's also interest rates. It's all these things are coming together. In fact, I talked about earlier in the week how Russia and China have actually moved very fast at trading between each other in their currencies. And so that's going to, that's speeding it up, right? Because nobody's using the dollars for trading, and they're trading with their own currencies, and therefore that's going to weaken the dollar as well. That's a trust factor that's occurring. People are not trusting the dollar. So I got AU, man. This is live. This is live. Jeff Flaherty, I really think we need a third political party that is moderate for the middle class. What's your opinion? Man, I'll tell you, I don't think it's just the political party. We have to change how we elect people. It can't be done the way we're doing right now. And people are going to have to be audited. Everybody's bought. There's dark money all over the place. All that's got to be shut down. Everything is screwed. I mean, we're screwed. I mean, even our election stuff is screwed. I talked about that in the video I just published. We don't have one vote per person anymore. They now can manufacture whatever they want. Until we get this stuff all cleaned up, I don't know. Even it looks like it may not be over yet, folks. There's some things that happen, and I talked about it in my video, that looks like Pelosi's laptop went missing with all the ruckus that went on. We may have had a special forces operation that occurred during all the mayhem, and probably a bunch of stuff was taken. So we'll have to see how this turns out. We've still got 11 days, folks, before the swearing in of the next president. So a lot of things can happen. We'll have to see. I don't know. It seems like this is coming up to the 11th hour. So we got Mr. Action 1 is in the house, Ode MMC and Edgewater Heating. He just picked up a Gold Eagle. That's fantastic. Curious what you paid for that. I think all these things are like over $2,000 right now. I'd have to go look, see. It's a lot of money. 2 thumbs up. Man, everybody liked that video that I said silver's going to double here possibly in 90 days. I had like 200 views in like the first half hour. That's incredible. So everybody loves that silver. Get you some gold too. Gold Sovereign, Carlos got one. Good job. Don't, spread your money around. They always say don't put all your eggs in one basket, especially, man, I'm going to tell you, they only showed one side of that chart in that presentation. The article today that I showed, they only show it, where it's going parabolic. They don't show the collapse on the opposite side. So anyways, we'll see. Yeah, it wasn't really clickbait. I mean, silver does go fast. We'll just have to see if it happens. Bought silver and gold yesterday. Yeah, you're probably at a good entry point if you're still trying to get some money in the game here. But this stuff it's really moving out. 2018, I feel like a genius getting in on a lot of that stuff then. We'll just have to see. I think we got nowhere bid up. I still think we got like 9 years left on this. I got a feeling this is a retooling of the currency and it's going to take time. Yeah, Windsor 4270. When you go look at the gold chart and everything, it's all this stuff is kind of noise. It's really not that big a deal on these charts. There's been previous ones just like that. We're still in the channel for gold, and just think about it. I mean, there's opportunities here to still get in the game if you haven't gotten in yet. Got to give silver some love sometimes. Silver's kind of like the poor man's gold, and a lot of people are buying it. It's good. It does its job. I still, based on the numbers and just my style of investing, I'm not a very aggressive investor. And it's mostly because I know silver is kind of like an impossible trade. People just don't understand. So I think it's one of those things that people will learn again. A lot of people learn over and over and over again. So I got some silver, just a little bit. So have I changed my mind on Bitcoin? No, actually, I've been watching a lot of videos. People are really concerned that this is another trap. You got these people. It's not a tool that's actually under oversight, and so it's easily manipulated. And you got to be careful. This is kind of like a mania phase we're going through, and we'll just have to see. Funny thing is, they're even claiming Tesla, same problem. We have a lot of Tesla's just going up, 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 and up, and it's hard to justify with the business they have. So we'll see. We'll see. So JP Morgan dumped a paper contract shorting silver than what mined on a yearly basis. Could be. Yeah, be careful with the Bitcoin. You trip over the power cord, you got problems. That's kind of like the ETFs, same way. I put on a nice shirt for you today. I think of Tesla is like Apple. Apple's got a cult following. When you look at the number of Apple things sold versus like all of the Androids, I mean, I think Apple's like 10 or 15% of all the phones versus like the Androids. And that was the same problem years ago with Macintosh versus like IBM and stuff. They were just almost like a cult following. Yeah, or someone else trips over the power cord. God, I keep hearing about this dark winter. I've talked about this a couple times. It's like, it sounds so ominous, but Biden has been talking about it like they're planning on taking down the, power grid. And God, we're just going to kill a bunch of people if that happens. Man, you're all buying 20 gold eagles. That's a lot. You're on a buying spree for sure. Yeah, 30 times revenue is just a little too pricey for me. Yeah, I always say that libertad wrong. I always say libertards. I don't know why. Yeah, I can't talk about the love life stuff. We've got to, got to get through the divorce. Things are moving forward. It's kind of something that over time I'll be able to tell the story. But right now, you got attorneys in the way and courts and everything else. So you got to be You got to be nice. I mean, it's not that I got anything bad to say about my ex or anything. I mean, we were married 35 years. I'm not that kind of person, but over time, so a lot of things are going to be revealed. Kind of like what I think by January 20th, some things are going to be revealed. Appreciate you asking, though. I seem to be doing pretty good. I've been getting a lot more videos out. Hope you appreciate that. It's quite a commitment to get on here and do these videos. I even did a video about making one of my famous stews that I've been doing using, the almost free protein you get from the grocery stores right now. Ronald Wells, you cut off. Thanks for the video. Once again, always good news when I think he had a heart attack and died right there or something. Should have gone ... So what do you think about all of the people being taken off Twitter and people being, ABC News is saying that they need to go after all the Trump supporters and anybody. Oh, yeah, everybody in Georgia knows that the Senate race was fixed. You got to remember, both our Senate and House in Georgia are Republican. And all of a sudden, we get two upstart people that got no history of any of this stuff. All of a sudden, they win. Yeah, right. We know that was fixed. I talked about that in my video. We are screwed right now with the way they controlled the elections. Our votes are meaningless. It's not one vote per person anymore. They can do anything they want. And so until this stuff gets squared away, we are screwed. Elwood Blues is in the house. Jeff Flaherty, I've got several reports that I'm going through right now, and I'm going to be, for my members, I'm going to be showing the new portfolio, unveiling the new portfolio, and I've pretty much decided. I haven't completely decided, but I think I'm 90+% on the improved portfolio. We're not going to use any of the ETFs. It's going to be pure stocks, because the ETFs kind of dragged down the portfolio. We actually, the stocks that we picked did fantastic. So I think we're just going to go pure stocks this time. So that'll kind of clean it up. We're still going to follow the ETF portfolio, but that's its separate portfolio. And I think our improved portfolio should do very well. Yeah, my portfolio, just so you know, my portfolio is all pure stocks. Mine's a mix of John's portfolio as well as the improved portfolio, because I did some of my own research, and I'm also front loading some of John's stuff, and I did very well. So I'm just trying to give something for everybody. So since I have the ETF portfolio, everybody has that available if they're stuck in like their 401ks where they can't buy stocks. And then we'll have the improved portfolio for those that have IRAs that want to do a little better. And then I also have another ETF portfolio that's like an all-weather portfolio where we should be able to make money on either side. Elwood Blues. Now, yeah, I saw that about the parlor. I saw somebody recommending that we should be shorting Twitter, Apple, Google, all these things, because if something's happening by the 20th, all of those stocks are going to probably be cut in half or more. So shorting those might be a very speculative play, but it could be very rewarding. So oh, really? You can't stocks under $1? Well, that's not really true. I have an IRA, and I can buy stocks that are 20 cents or whatever. Now, what you have to understand is you have to call them up. You have to tell them that you're a seasoned investor, and they have to change their settings, like Fidelity, for instance. I've had to do that multiple times for each one of my accounts so I can invest in anything I want. So you're going to have to change your, ode MMC. That's what I'm telling you. I've got Fidelity and I can invest in anything, but you got to call them up. You're going to have to change some of your settings. You're going to have to tell them that you want to be a little more aggressive. What they don't realize is that you're going to be destroying any of the normal Fidelity investment approaches by doing this anyways. And I have. So it's just a switch they have to flick on their side. You just got to call them. Yeah, DuckDuckGo. I think it's smart to start moving into some of these other things. Yeah, so when you're buying some of the, let's say, Canadian stocks or something, certain things you can't do yourself. You'll have to call them up and say, hey, I want to buy this thing. And like bonds, I've had bonds before. You can't buy directly certain ones. So you have to get somebody on the phone. But my IRA, I can do anything. I've got it opened up for all kinds of stuff, and I have over time. Right now, I'm pretty much just focused on tangible assets. I'm probably even going to throw some uranium in there. I was watching a video today, and we've been following it periodically. Uranium's on a very slow, looks like a breakout right now. And so I may even throw just a little bit of that in for speculation, like $1,000, something, nothing major, just so we can track it. Probably some uranium miners. So I'll have like the uranium ETF or something. I'll put that on that one page so we can watch it. I may have to do a video how to do some of these things. Fidelity, I'm telling you right now, I've been using Fidelity. I mean, it started as like my 401k type thing, and then they gave us like a broker link that was tied to the 401k, and then I started setting up, separate IRAs to give me more capabilities. And I mean, I don't even know how long I've been with Fidelity. It's probably been over 30 years, and they've got everything. They really do. I've used Schwab before with some options. We had company options through there. There was I forget who else, a couple others over the years, but Fidelity has been probably mine for 30 plus years, and I'm not getting paid by them for telling you this. It's just that's who I've got. I'm very happy with them. So DW. I had a video just before this where this whole thing with the breaking into the Capitol, the state police kind of let them in there. Apparently, we had some special forces folks that were infiltrated the group, and they went in and stole some laptops from Pelosi and others. And so there may be some other stuff coming down. They're trying to impeach him right now because I think they know that he could be releasing all kinds of classified information. He could be doing, even with these laptops, there's all kinds of things that could still happen. I just don't know. Yeah, the executive order was the other thing. I think that was in 2018. That's been refreshed for several years. Can you look at the UK 2012 Olympic show? I don't know what that is. Andy at Finding Value Finance, uranium charts. Okay. Yeah, some of these stocks. I mean, I've done pairs trading. I've done all kinds of things through the years. I've just very simplified my approach because I think this is the thing that is going to give you the biggest bang for the buck with the least amount of work, and that's why I'm primarily in this precious metals and mining space, because I think this is going to be a blow off. Well, we got lots of comments. I'm trying to keep up with these things. Guys who took Pelosi's laptop were special forces. Yeah, that's unconfirmed, but that's what they're saying. Biden will just change all of Trump's exec orders, but that's only if he gets in. I mean, the funny thing is, I've even heard Trump say this. It's like, yeah, we all believe that Biden was hiding in his basement and didn't even campaign, and all of a sudden he wins with more votes than Obama did. Yeah, right. I mean, we all know this was so bogus, but you know, that's the game we're up against. Oh, the show they did at the Olympics is about the virus. Oh, okay. So Judd Stroud, what mining? Judd, I cover mining stocks. So like gold, silver, platinum, and now I'm talking about uranium as well. We're probably going to throw a little bit of that in there too, just for grins and chuckles, because I think it's we've been watching it for a while. We think it's significantly undervalued, and I mean it's like $32 an ounce or some damn thing, and it should be astronomically higher than that. So we'll see. I mean, silver is silver, but I will tell you, if you buy the Eagles, there's no reporting requirements, but on the rounds there are buying and selling. So you have to meet certain thresholds. But with the Eagles, I talk about buying the sovereign coins. You typically avoid any reporting requirements. You still are supposed to be on the honor system tax time when you sell. You're supposed to report capital gains, but there's no reporting requirements for the what do you call it? Dealers. Yeah, so if you're a member, I actually cover the mining stocks, but for the subscribers, I show an ETF portfolio of, you know, like GDX, GDXJ, GOEX, SIL, SILJ. But we actually have individual stocks that are covered for members. Yeah, I've been thinking my charts are indicating somewhere around 40, but 40 is not that far off from 50, so we'll see. And by the way, that 50 in 2011 looked like a one-day spike, and then it, you know, came back down. So that doesn't really count. That's like a, what do they call it, a candlestick only. Mavericks Metals, I think we've got MMX, if I remember. I don't remember MMT, but I mean, we looked at it, but I didn't think it was big enough. If I remember, that is actually a royalty, and it didn't have nearly enough royalties for me to feel comfortable. Yeah, I can't remember how well MAG has been doing. MAG has come and gone a couple times, kind of like Kirkland Lake. Kirkland Lake struggled when they bought that other approach for gold mining. A lot of the industry wasn't sure about them, but I think that's still going to be a big turnaround. Whew, it's hot in here. I got the fireplaces going because it's down near freezing outside. I've been running both the lower wood stove and the upper wood stove, and it keeps the house just a really nice, comfortable temperature. Well, we're at 24 minutes. We got 50 viewers and 16 thumbs up. So I think it would be interesting if by April or May, if all of a sudden we're in the 40s for silver, that would be quite real interesting. And I'm just curious this time. Remember, silver has gone up to 50 two times and then collapsed. So is silver going to break through the 50 and keep going this time? I just don't know. Historically, it's never done that. So are we going to the moon? Everybody keeps saying yes, but it's historically it's never been. Yeah, I think it was when they bought Detour. I have a hard time on some of these because that was like a year ago, and I can't remember the actual companies. But I think it was when they bought Detour. Detour was a different type of gold mining, and it was a lower grade type mining. But they thought that they were going to come out ahead. And I think with gold prices, the way gold is still just going up, 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 I think they're going to look like geniuses with what they did. Yeah, I don't like that white stuff on the ground. I'm just saying, you know, you don't want your house to get cold. So when it's 30 degrees, I crank up the fireplaces and I don't have them full bore, but I keep the heat flowing. So downstairs it's like 77 degrees, which gives you warm floors upstairs. It's really nice. And by the way, my electric bill's like $150 because of the wood stoves. Some of my tenants are complaining theirs are up to like 350 because we had a really cold December. And I said, well, that's what happens when you're on heat strips. Yeah, I'm actually in North Georgia. Let's see. Yeah, that's true. Today's $50 is lower than the 50 in the 80s. That's true. If you look at inflation of $50 in 1980, there's actually some online calculators you can get to. I bet you it's substantially higher. So it'd be probably 75 or more, I bet. I don't know if it'd be quite doubled. It could be doubled from 1980. So DW asked if silver's in the 40s, what will gold be? Well, I talked about that the other day. Remember, gold's going to be like 2,400, and I think platinum was going to 1,400. Now that was several days ago, so don't quote me on that. But I did a video talking about it. Um, do I think gold could get to 5,000? Well, actually, there's several people out there that are saying gold's going to 15,000 to 25,000, and silver's going to 150. So when I do my wood stoves, occasionally I wake up in the house, like in our bedroom, it gets down to like 69, but that's beautiful sleeping weather. But I get up early in the morning and kind of fire the things up again, and it doesn't take long to heat everything back up again. Yeah, Edgewater heating, no kidding. It's like the hotter it gets, you make more money too. Everybody loves to see the HVAC guy or the plumbers. They keep us comfortable, so you're never going to have people that will be upset. So the Biden and Harris, they're talking about getting another $1,400 out stimulus to everybody, and I forget how many billions of dollars that is. Was that like 300 billion or something to crank out those checks to everyone? And then they had like a whole bunch, like $800 billion of green uh, infrastructure something spending. So we're getting into some serious money. That's like over $1 trillion there. That is the big problem. Well, now wait a minute. Let me explain, DW. From 1970 to 1980, gold and silver each went up like 15 times in value. 15 times. So let's say silver started at 14, right? We could use 14 for that number times 15. That means silver is going to 210 bucks. Gold was 1200. So that's $18,000. So that gives you the rough idea of what just happened from 1970 to 1980, and that's when we went off the international gold standard and we allowed gold and silver to float. So if we're going to go through a currency reset again, that's what I'm basing it on. We could potentially go up 15 times, but that was over a 10-year period when that happened. So I don't know. And by the way, miners, they'll go through the roof with that kind of increase. What happened then? Most people don't remember this because you're probably much younger than I am, but we went from one person out earning a living to two people having to work. So that tells you that your cost of living was essentially cut in half or even more. And so what's going to happen now when everybody's already working and then they do the same thing? So everything goes up, at least double in price minimum. You're going to have a lot of people in trouble, right? How are you going to pay all your bills if everything costs that much? It's going to be trouble. So I've thought about these electric vehicles. I've been just waiting for some more competition and drive some of the prices down and everything. But when the government is forcing you down a particular path, there's a reason for it. They're not telling you why, but there's a reason for it. And with the incentives and everything, it probably makes sense at some point. You got to stick your foot in there and try to do something. I was just watching a video on Nissan Leafs. They've been out for over 10 years, and that was like an electric vehicle. And there's a company out there that retrofits these Leaf batteries. So they actually will give you like the latest and greatest, and I can't remember what the number is. Let's say it's like 16 kilowatts. They now have like 32 kilowatts or something. But anyways, that was a really interesting video. They were showing the 10-year changes of the batteries and that, they will manage, any problems that you might have with the batteries and keep you going. Right now, a lot of people, they're buying these vehicles, and when they get close to the end of the warranty, they're trading them in to get another one. And cars can last 20 years, especially electric vehicles. You don't have a lot of the wear and tear like you do with internal combustion engines. You don't have all the oil changes and everything else, and so it's possible these vehicles could last maybe 20 years or something. So we'll have to find out how that's going to work. Corolla AE86. Yeah, hit the like button. Yeah, get that 18 ounces. That's great. Get to 30 ounces and you're going to be in the 1% of gold holders. There you go. First South African coins averaged $100. That's cheap. He doesn't tell you, but those were like 1 gram coins. Just kidding. Yeah, I haven't studied the silver zinc batteries right now. I haven't compared them to the rest. Yeah, I like fractional gold. The problem is the premiums are significantly higher when you go down to like the half and quarters, that kind of thing. We're up 30. Thumbs up. So let me ask you this. Are you worried about the people being blocked on all of these things? It's quite interesting, isn't it? I mean, even the president of the United States, they're just blocking him on Twitter and everything else, like they think they're gods now. I have a hard time understanding how this could happen. I just got notification of Dinesh D'Souza. Twitter stated reasons for banning Trump are even worse than you'd think. I like watching his videos. He's very well thought out when he talks, and very sharp individual. Stephanie's worried. You should be. This is insane what's happening. Yeah, be careful with those half-ounce gold coins because you may be buying the older, like 90% gold or something. Some of those really old, earlier Americana type gold were not 22 karat, especially not like the Buffaloes, which 24 karat. Yeah, going after Parlor is unbelievable to me. It makes you realize we got to get on Parlor. There's ways to get around this stuff. I think they'll figure it out. Am I still buying platinum? I am in a no purchase time period. I don't really have any money, folks. I've been all in for a long time. I've been every once in a while I pick up like some what do they call that silver, where it's not pure silver. I can't think of it right now. It's late. I'm not thinking straight. Sterling silver. I picked up a few like goblets and things like that I've shared with you. Yep, I remember them book burning and everything. Is it too late for platinum? No, I do not believe. Platinum is still terribly undervalued, and I believe that platinum is going to exceed gold. I don't know if it's going to go by much, but it's easily going to catch up with gold. So you can just check the two prices, and if platinum's still cheaper, you can pick it up. Problem is the premium on platinum is really high right now. When I was purchasing my platinum, it was like 10% or something, and silver was 15% premium, and gold was only like 4% or something. Remember, if you stick with the Eagles, there is no reporting, folks. So Jamie Jones, that's the question of the day, and I cover this regularly, but it's good to repeat because we get new folks all the time. Silver has this horrible habit of spiking up and collapsing where gold holds up. Gold, you actually get like a double peak, but silver does one of these things and it just kind of comes down, and it's horrible the way it behaves. So when you're on that parabolic rise, you've got to not get greedy. You got to start selling. So then the question is, what should you invest in? Well, you could convert it to gold. You could, if platinum's undervalued, you could buy platinum. If we're far enough along in this currency reset, you're going to find that the stocks have been trailing even since 2018. The stocks have not been keeping up with the precious metals or miners, and I show that on my charts all the time. So at some point, we're going to see that the stocks are significantly undervalued and the precious metals are overvalued. You should not be in love with your precious metals. It is a trade. Okay. All this stuff is a trade. Now, does that mean I'm going to sell everything when I get to that point? Probably not. I'm probably still going to keep like 10% or something. I don't know what that number is going to be just yet, but it could be real estate that we convert over to. It could be, I think this time around, because of my age, more than likely I'm going to be investing in dividend stocks, but they're going to be like world dominator type things. So we'll see. But right now it's too early. But we will have to make a decision. Silver is an impossible trade. And a lot of people are going to learn the hard way. They're going to get greedy and they're going to keep buying going up, thinking that it is going to go to 1,000 or something. And by the way, I'm not here. I'm not behind the curtain. I don't know what silver is going to go to. All I can tell you is historically, it's never really gotten past $50 for any significant length of time, and then it's collapsed. And I think it's because it's not a rare metal. It's readily available. It's easily mined. It's all those reasons I've mentioned over and over again. So just keep in mind that it doesn't have a history of going to $200 or $1,000 or 10,000, whatever everybody thinks it's going to, unless you're Venezuela. But I don't think the U.S. is ever going to be Venezuela. That would be hyperinflation, and that would be where millions of people are going to die because there's not going to be jobs, there's not going to be food. I don't think we're going to see that. Yeah, buying land, any tangible asset is good. We just got it right now. A lot of the prices for real estate have not dropped. But I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to have short sales and foreclosures all over again because all these businesses that have shuttered, they're not going to open again. And people have been in situations where they can't pay their bills. And that's not going to go on for a long time. You're going to start seeing evictions and these things are going to be coming up. And so you're going to pick up maybe not raw land, but you might be able to. I'm thinking about more like single family homes and stuff. You're going to pick up some, but they may be in the cities, which you may not want to buy there. Yeah, platinum is as easy to sell as silver and gold, especially through, like the major online dealers and stuff. Just be careful for the fractional that you're not buying the early Americana ones because they're not the 22 karat. Oh, yeah, I can. If you do that fine bullion prices, it has everything where you can look at, fractional gold, silver, everything. Random years are kind of the way to go for a lot of these things, unless you're a collector. Okay, so yeah, they're going after people that are 9 months or more. I wonder what the deal is. Why these governments, they're just killing the landlords. How do the landlords get by with people for 9 months? I've only got one tenant that's in arrears right now, and I've been working with them, and I'm hoping that we'll get it cleaned up over this next year. Yeah, the fine bullion prices, you got to become familiar with that because that is a fairly decent way. It takes you a few minutes to learn to navigate it. I probably could spend a show talking about it. Well, I didn't want to. I didn't want to do a whole hour tonight because I just did a show in advance of this one, and we kind of covered some of the same materials. But I wanted you to. I wanted you to have a chance to have your say. This is your time. It always has been, and I always enjoy chatting with you guys. So why don't we wrap it up this evening? And go watch a little. I've been watching Longmire. I don't know if you guys ever watched that on Netflix. I watched it years ago when it first came out, and now I'm kind of going back through the whole thing again. I love that show. All right. So I hope everybody's treating you well. I hope you're doing well. Do the best you can. God bless.